Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you learn to make more money in less time and have a lot more fun. My name is Paul Sanneman. I'm founder of Contractor Staffing Source, where we help contractors build great teams. I have with me Jarrod Scott, somebody I met at a convention, with Aeroseal. So, Jarrod, what does Aeroseal do, and why should we be interested in it?
Great question, right? Hopefully some people out there already know about it, but so we're a manufacturer, but we're also a tech company. I'll explain how we're both, right? So we manufacture equipment that contractors, mainly HVAC contractors and duct cleaners, also some insulation companies and energy auditing companies use to repair ductwork, right? So ductwork, leaky ductwork is a big problem everywhere. And about 95% of the homes out there that are ducted have significant duct leakage that needs to be addressed. That's a Department of Energy reference there.
So even if you're a remodeler, right, and you're remodeling this house and they pass the test, they come out and it fails, right? That does happen.
Yeah. So on the duct efficiency side, right, is what you're referring to.
Now, what is that test actually called, and how do they use it?
Yeah, so it is, in general terms, it's a duct efficiency test, and most people will often refer to it as a duct blaster test, right? So it is using third-party equipment to test in residential at a standard of 25 pascals, right? And this is where—
What does 25 pascals mean? Maybe you can help me there.
It's a standard. It's a kind of a standardized operating pressure of HVAC. Equipment. So
it's not supposed to leak. That's the point, right?
That's true. Yeah, ducts they're not supposed to, but in everywhere they do, like 25 to 40% is what's typical.
Okay.
And why I say we're a manufacturer and a tech company, while we manufacture that equipment, I think the coolest part around it is the software side. That it's proprietary. It controls the equipment. Technicians would use it to do some data input, like customer information, size of the system, where it's located and whatnot. But the software will actually do a duct efficiency test with it. So it's going to get a pre-seal test before, then it seals in a pretty unique way. I can explain a little bit of that, but it also does a post-seal test. So you get a before and after test for your homeowners to show what was accomplished while you sealed and made their home and their ducts more efficient.
Now, sometimes I think it's an escrow thing. It's required more and more in order to get financing, insurance, and that kind of thing, right? It's becoming more required. Is that accurate?
It is, but slowly. It's very slow to, new construction codes for sure are increasing everywhere, although enforcement of the codes is still kind of dependent on the municipality to actually participate and enforce on the duct efficiency side. But on the retrofit side, it is, there are some pockets, some areas that are doing it now. Mostly, we see instead of codes on the retrofit side, it's more utility programs that are becoming more common and driving adoption there. So
now, how is that different from the whole efficiency of the house? Like when they blow stuff through the doors and the house, how does that vary from what you do?
Yeah, the ducts are a key part of it, right? It's a key part of the whole efficiency, the way the home or the building functions. An unbalanced or negative pressured home can actually pull in cool air in the wintertime or warm air in the summertime. And it's really difficult to balance a home or slightly positively pressurize it would be ideal, right? To where it will operate optimally, right? So
now, what is that test, Scott? I know they put a big thing in front of the door and they show all the doors, they show all the windows. What is that test called? When they
blower door test. Yeah,
okay.
It's a blower door test, and they're measuring the air changes per hour typically with that, or they can of the building envelope. But they can also measure duct leakage and efficiency that way too.
Okay, so this stuff is getting more prevalent, right? People actually care these days, right?
For sure, yeah. A couple of there are several industry partners out there that do and contribute to raising awareness around this. I mentioned the utility companies as well, but Across the U.S. over the last 2.5 to 3 years, energy costs have gone up, right? So that people are trying to find ways to make their home more efficient. Some of the incentives that were out there for HVAC equipment also kind of has driven some awareness around high efficient equipment as well. So it's really about accomplishing both. If you need a system change out, and at the same time you can make your home more efficient and pay less every month for your bills. That's where the HVAC industry, I think, excels with selling that equipment and the outcome there. They just have to look beyond the box to the duct as well.
Because I know a friend of mine in San Francisco is a remodeler and everything was done and he didn't do this whatever test he was supposed to do. And so he couldn't get the final approval because they said we have to do this. And then he failed the test and goes, what do I need to do? And it was a big headache for him. And he found out the hard way about this, he couldn't get the final without the assessment, without the test being done. I'm sure that happens more than once. So what does your stuff actually do and how does it help?
Yeah, so in the box, we say in the box, it is the HomeSeal Advanced system. That's what we call it, right? But it consists of a fan, the test instruments, which is very similar to like what a duct blaster would use, and then the software that is really the brains of making it all work. Combine that with the laptop, and what technicians would do is they're going to go out and they're going to block off registers. So taping over them or maybe block with foam. They're also going to isolate the furnace or the air handler, right? So the sealant does not go through that. So very similar to what is commonly done with duct cleaning, right? Isolating all that. And also with a duct efficiency test like a duct blaster. So you need to be able to pressurize the equipment or the duct system, then connecting the equipment through an injection point. So this is going to be imagine a long, flexible tube, similar to like maybe think of a open-ended trash bag on each end. Maybe not a great example there, but this is going to be what conducts the airflow into the ducts to pressurize and get that initial leakage test at 25 pascals.
Okay.
Once that's done, then the system takes a liquid sealant through a process of heating it up and drying out or removing a lot of that moisture. Then it turns that liquid into these particles. These particles are going to go into the duct system, and they randomize until they find a low pressure point, which is the leaks. That's where physics takes over. These particles go to the leak point. They deposit on the outside of the leak of the duct material, and then they begin stacking up or building up from the outside in. Similar, maybe like a blood clot, I guess, would be an example of that.
And so who uses your system? And I assume it works. I mean, it wouldn't be a business if it didn't. So is it expensive? I mean, how does that all work? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so it's usually HVAC contractors, duct cleaners as well, energy auditors, and insulation companies are probably the prime folks that are using it, and they're using it in in the HVAC world when they do a system change out or when they sell new AC and furnace. It's a prime opportunity there for homeowners to, they're already making a significant investment in their home, going beyond the box and the efficiency that the furnace or the heat pump might provide, to the duct system, the delivery system of that, right?
Because obviously if you have a great furnace, but it can't deliver very well, then that's not good, right?
Exactly. There's an actual, one of our reference points, if you're familiar with air conditioning SEER rating, right? So a 22 SEER system is a pretty efficient piece of equipment, and it's getting to be more commonly sold, right? But a 22 SEER system that has 20% duct leakage, which is on pretty average or on the low side, is actually going to perform or is going to degrade down to about a 15 and a half SEER piece of equipment. So with that, HVAC companies are selling high efficiency, but they're really not delivering the output of it because the ducts are still needing repaired. So
what does it cost the homeowner? It depends on the size of the house, I imagine, but to repair the ducts, and then what's the margin that the contractor would get on that?
Yeah, so typical sell price is going to range different from region to region, right? But it's going to be around the $2,800 to $3,800 range, right?
Okay.
And a lot of contractors they'll pair it in with duct cleaning or maybe an airflow package, which
Mhm.
bundles really nicely, right?
Mhm.
And it delivers a lot of value. So much so that where 90% of the leakage can be removed. So a big
Wow.
improvement in the home.
And so if you charge like pick a number,
Mhm.
3,800 bucks for it, what does it cost you to actually do it?
Yeah, typical between labor with a two-person crew, okay, materials, and then there's a license fee. There is a component of Aeroseal as a licensed technology that is also cost of the job. It's going to be
Right.
around $680 to $700 cost for about a 3.5 to 4 hour job.
Okay. So
So
obviously there's a huge margin if you can pull it off, right? I mean, it's like,
absolutely,
okay.
65, 70% gross profit is what's typical.
Okay, cool. So, if people are interested in your system, do they go to how do they find it and how do they buy it?
Yeah, aeroseal.com. And then in the upper right hand corner, there is a request, become a dealer link. So that's probably the easiest, quickest, easiest way to do it. Obviously, can contact me as well, Jarrod.Scott@aeroseal.com.
So if you want to become a dealer, you could be a remodeler, you could be an HVAC guy, whatever. And
Mhm.
being a dealer is going to add another quiver to your arrow. I mean, something else you can sell and make profit on and benefit the homeowners, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's not a good other way or a really good other way to seal to the level that this can, right?
So even a remodeler could do that as part of what he's doing for a home, right?
Yeah, without tearing into drywall to seal by hand. Yes,
Right.
it's minimal disruption in a home, right? So very
So when
quickly.
a guy's say doing a remodel in a house, he goes through and says, we can also fix the ducts. And they go, what's wrong with them? And he can demonstrate, look at you have X% leakage, which is costing you, I can do the math, so much a year in additional heating and cooling cost. I can go in there and fix it for, pick a number, 2,500 bucks. And you can
Mhm.
save that in the next 2 years easy, and you fix the
Oh,
problem.
yeah, it's ROI on this for the average homeowner in most regions. It's going to be just a few years of payoff for it. It's a
Right.
great thing
Besides
to.
that, they don't have to be cold in the winter and hot in the summer anyway, right? So it's a good thing.
Yeah, the number one way to how aeroseal is sold is on comfort, fixing comfort situations, especially on two-story, the level between the first and second floor. A lot of
Right.
homeowners think that they just have to live with a stuffy, hot upstairs in the summer and a cold one in the winter, right? It's because it's losing air, a lot of it, right? And it's not being delivered into the spaces
Okay.
where it's at. It's a shame because they're paying for it.
Right. Well, and but buying a bigger air conditioner heater is expensive. So this is something that remodeling contractors should use, or anybody who's going into the home, who's providing some kind of construction or service, could add this to what they do to add value and also make some more money, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially if you are remodeling and you're you're providing everything else, it makes sense to make a significant improvement there. Most of the trades out there, the thing that they struggle with most is differentiating themselves from others, right? And
Right.
offering something unique and different. This is where again Aerosil really helps with that.
You could say, and you could also say, look at, when we remodel your kitchen and remodel your upstairs, but we're gonna make it easier to heat and cool because we're gonna do this too, right?
Yes, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, it sounds good to me. I know more than I did 20 minutes ago for sure. So, Jared, they just go to your website if they want to become a dealer and sign up. What does it cost to become a dealer? Anything? You just have to buy the stuff?
Yeah, the equipment investment is going to be around 38,000 to about $40,000, depending on which package that you would go with.
Hmm.
Most dealers get that return on investment, in a matter of months, really.
Right.
So it's easy to do that. Again, when we're talking about the margins that you get on the work.
Right. If you're making, pick a number, $1,000 a job, 40 jobs and you're done, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you. This is new information for me. And if you're a remodeling contractor and some other contractor, it's a good add-on thing to add to what you do, differentiate yourself, help the homeowner. It's a win-win all the way around. You can also make some money. So I think it's a great deal. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it, Jarrod.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it.